None of his cabinet colleagues concur with him, neither does his deputy minister. The minister needs to take some time to reflect on the principle of ministerial accountability and on the integrity of our parliamentary system, and needs to decide what the honourable course of action is. Will he do that?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, every step of the way we worked with police services and local authorities on ensuring that they had the tools they needed to be able to put an end to these illegal blockades, these illegal protests. When we chose to invoke the Emergencies Act, it was to deliver more tools that the police ultimately used to put an end to these illegal disruptions to so many Canadians' lives. While Conservative politicians were busy celebrating with and encouraging these illegal protesters, we acted to keep Canadians safe.
Member for Dufferin-Caledon.
And Mr. Speaker, this today is how ministerial accountability dies. A Prime Minister who obfuscates, will not answer, and a minister who refuses to resign. The Minister of Public Safety clearly and unequivocally did not tell the truth. And ministers in the past have resigned on principle. Ministers like Jody Wilson-Raybould and Jane Philpott. Will the Prime Minister show he has some principles and get that minister fired?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, while we were focused on serving Canadians and getting them back to work, getting their lives back, getting their streets back, Conservative politicians were busy supporting and celebrating alongside these illegal protesters and barricaders. We focused on delivering the support that police services needed to put an end to this, which ultimately led up to us choosing to invoke the Emergencies Act, which gave them tools necessary that worked to put an end to these illegal blockades. That was what we were focused on, and that's what we continue to be focused on, Mr. Speaker. Canadians.
Dufferin-Caledon.
Mr. Speaker, what we're witnessing here today by the Prime Minister is a poor man's masterclass on how to avoid accountability. And we deserve accountability. Canadians deserve accountability. This minister needs to be held to account. He has misspoken, he has misled, and he has misinformed this House and the Canadian public. His position is completely untenable. The Prime Minister won't even answer a question directly on this. Prime Minister, show some principles, show your minister has some principles, get him to resign or fire him.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, in February, when blockades and occupations disrupted our economy, hurt workers, and endangered public safety, we invoked the Emergencies Act to help bring them to an end. We've now announced the Public Order Emergency Commission, an independent public inquiry to examine the circumstances that led to the declaration being issued and the measure taken in response as required under the Act. We are acting in openness and transparency, but we know the members of the Conservative Party might not want light shed on these events given their support of these blockades, but Canadians want to know the truth.